The preacher who became a powerhouse, Jimmy Swaggart, wasn't just a preacher, he was a phenomenon. From the dusty roads of Faraday, Louisiana, to international television screens, Jimmy's rise was nothing short of biblical. By the 1980s, he was pulling in more viewers than Oprah, had amassed millions in donations, and led a global media ministry that touched every continent. He cried, sang, shouted, and repented before the world. Through scandal and salvation, Jimmy Swaggart held on to power with a fiery grip. But now, that grip is gone. With whispers of his death swirling across evangelical circles, the world is asking not just is he gone, but what happens now? Because this isn't just the story of a man passing away, it's the unraveling of an empire. The death heard around the sanctuary, though no official obituary has confirmed it. The rumors of Jimmy Swaggart's passing have rocked the evangelical world. Some say he died peacefully in Baton Rouge, surrounded by family. Others whisper of long-term health battles hidden from the cameras. Whether fact or fabrication, the silence from the ministry is deafening, and silence in media speaks volumes. But in the shadows of uncertainty, one question looms larger than life. Who inherits the kingdom of Swaggart? Because make no mistake, this is a kingdom. With television networks, real estate, Bible colleges, donor databases, book royalties, and millions in yearly offerings, Jimmy didn't just leave behind a pulpit, he left behind power. Donnie Swaggart, the son, the shadow, the successor. If this were a royal succession, Donnie Swaggart would be the crown prince. He's been groomed for years, preaching with the same fire, wearing the same suits, echoing the same gospel tones. But there's one glaring problem. He's not Jimmy. Donnie's style is more confrontational, less charismatic. His sermons divide rather than unite. While some diehard followers adore him, others see him as an imitation. A man trying to fill shoes too large for his soul. Still, from a legal and organizational standpoint, Donnie is the logical heir. He's already on the ministry payroll, a familiar face on Sun Life broadcasting, and deeply embedded in decision-making. If control is about bloodlines, Donnie wins. But the church isn't a monarchy, it's a battleground of influence. And Donnie might not be the only one fighting for the throne. Frances Swaggart, the Queen Mother or the silent power broker. Behind every great preacher is a woman of steel, and for Jimmy Swaggart, that woman was Frances. Cold, composed, calculated. She's been on screen, she's managed TV segments, she's hosted religious Q&As. But off-camera, insiders say she's the true strategist, the brain behind many of the ministry's major decisions. Now that Jimmy is gone, could Frances become the Queen Mother of the ministry? Think about it. She has access to all internal financials. She understands the power structure. She knows the players and the pawns. And let's be honest, Donnie may preach the sermons, but Frances likely signs off on the strategy. But at 87, can she lead a billion-dollar ministry alone? Or is she preparing a quiet coup behind the scenes, placing someone else in control? Someone, not from the Swaggart bloodline? Gabriel Swaggart, the golden grandson. Enter Gabriel Swaggart, Donnie's son and Jimmy's grandson. The fresh-faced millennial who's slowly been making waves. With his own show Generation of the Cross in a more modern style, Gabriel has been quietly carving out his space. He's polished, media-savvy, and connects with a younger generation that Donnie can't. But here's the problem. He's still considered the youth guy. Can a youth pastor really command the loyalty of millions of diehard Jimmy Swaggart fans? Can he walk into boardrooms full of old-guard evangelicals and command respect? He's not ready, say some insiders. He's the future, whisper others. If there's an internal power struggle brewing, Gabriel versus Donnie might be the silent civil war no one saw coming. The ministry insiders, the backstage power brokers. While the public debates about Donnie, Frances, and Gabriel, there's another force lurking beneath the surface. The anonymous ministry executives. These are the financial controllers, board members, real estate trustees, legal advisors, longtime Swaggart loyalists. They've seen scandals come and go. They've built layers of protection around the empire, and they know where the money flows and how to redirect it. If succession isn't clear, the power may shift to the boardroom. Behind closed doors, decisions will be made about TV network ownership, real estate holdings, international licensing, donor management. These men and women have no sermons to preach, only assets to protect. And power? loves a vacuum. The rivals are watching. Joel, Jake's, and the megachurch mafia Jimmy Swaggart's fall leaves a gaping hole in the American evangelical landscape. And you can bet the megachurch mafia is watching. Joel Osteen in Houston, T.D. Jakes in Dallas, Kenneth Copeland in Fort Worth, Benny Hinn, always lurking on the fringes. These leaders have mastered TV, they've weaponized social media. And now that Jimmy's voice is gone, his audience is up for grab. Expect slick marketing campaigns, expect Swaggart fans welcome broadcasts, expect donation redirection funnels disguised as tributes. In ministry as in war, fallen kings create opportunity. The hidden fortunes, real estate, royalties, and offshore rumors. Let's talk money. Jimmy Swaggart Ministries is officially a non-profit, but its financial footprint is massive. Television networks broadcasting 24/7, a sprawling family worship center in Baton Rouge, international missions programs, Swaggart Bible College, multi-million-dollar donor lists, music royalties from gospel albums, rumors of offshore accounts and land deals. The IRS has long tiptoed around televangelist empires, but Jimmy's death could change that. If new leadership mishandles finances, or if whistleblowers emerge, expect investigations. And wherever there's money, there are sharks. What the followers will do, faithful or fractured. Jimmy Swaggart wasn't just a preacher, he was a spiritual father to millions. From prison cells to hospital beds, people watched him every day for hope. His fall from grace in the 80s didn't destroy them, it made them forgive more deeply. But now that he's gone, many of them feel orphaned. Some will stay loyal to Donnie, some will be curious about Gabriel, some will drift to other ministries, and some will feel betrayed if transparency isn't given. The future of Swaggart's empire doesn't just depend on leadership, it depends on trust, and that trust is fragile. The truth they won't tell you. The battle already began. Sources close to the ministry say the battle for Swaggart's empire already started months ago. Even before his rumored passing, lawyers were consulted, key staff were quietly let go, passwords and permissions were restructured. Francis reportedly stopped attending live tapings. And Donnie? He's been ramping up his presence. More preaching, more authority, more control. But insiders say Francis doesn't trust him. Others say Gabriel has been having private meetings with outside advisors. This isn't just a succession, it's a spiritual war over an empire. What comes next? Collapse or resurrection? So what's next for Jimmy Swaggart Ministries? There are three possible futures. The empire collapses, infighting leads to scandal. Donors walk away. The TV networks fade. Swaggart's name disappears from history. The empire fragments. Donnie takes one piece. Gabriel builds his own wing. Francis creates a legacy foundation. The ministry loses unity but survives in parts. The empire rises again, a powerful successor unites them. A tribute revival tour brings millions. The brand is rebranded, restructured, and reignited. Only time will tell which of these will happen. The preacher is gone, but the power remains. Jimmy Swaggart was a man of many faces. Prophet, sinner, singer, survivor. Now, in his absence, his legacy is up for grabs. Not just by family, not just by followers, but by forces more powerful and more dangerous than anyone ever imagined. Because this was never just about religion. This was about power. And in the end, those who fight for it may be the ones who lose the